Hello everyone, it's me Hunter, and I'm back at you with another Thomas the Tank Engine video. Another build today. This is a character you might not recognize right off the bat for several reasons. One, doesn't have a number. Two, I haven't put the name in where the nameplate would be. And three, he's a little darker blue than what he should be. For those of you who have read the Reverend's books, or are just a big, fan in general, maybe without reading the books, have come across this character, Wilbert. I used to have, well, I actually still have the wooden railway toy from when I was a kid, and I always wondered who the character was. It wasn't up until recently I sat down and figured out who the character was. A little after that, I was talking with one of my online buddies from Australia. He's also building Thomas the Tank Engine models. I feel bad because I can't remember his name right now, but he does his in an 8-wide design, and he actually molds faces out of clay. And I believe it's clay. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I can't think of what else it would be. And they look phenomenal. They really do. He's got quite an ability to recreate the faces from the ones I've seen. I feel bad because he can't comment on this video either. I'll probably tag him on Instagram in this in images of these builds. But anyways, let's get on to the build. One of the big things about this build was getting the boiler right. Biggest issue was making sure it didn't surpass the cab. Originally it did, and I didn't care. And then every time I turned it around and looked at the character from behind, it looked awful. So I sat down, I figured it out. There we go, that was fully on screen. And I came up with this design here. Sorry, I'm a little stuffed up. I just got in from shoveling the driveway. We got a couple inches of snow here where I live. But back to the model. So it ended up being too wide, and then when I finally got it where I wanted it, I needed to extend it down just a little further, and then I had to get the handrail on. It was just one thing after another. I didn't want to put it, originally I wasn't going to put in the handrail, and then I was like, no, I have to. And then, I wasn't going to put the name plate on, and then I was like, well, I have to. It's going to look good. It provides the detail necessary to make the model noticeable and to make the model not boring. For those of you building your own models, quick tip is the detail does matter, as painstaking as it can be to put on. Because like I said, the boiler probably went through 4 to 5 versions, which is honestly about normal for all the boilers I built, but that was solely because of all the detail. Where the other boilers is just getting them the right size to look right and fit in. This, every modification was done so the detail could fit. One detail I am missing though is he's got a smaller dome up kind of in between his funnel and his larger dome, which I believe this one would be the steam dome, and the other one was probably going to be a sand dome. I'm sorry if I'm wrong there, but that's the best I can think of. Looking at this model, some of the things I think I got perfect were the buffers. His buffer beam's a little bigger than the other locomotives you see within the series, Thomas, James, even Gordon, Henry. They're relatively thin, like the other ones, they're only 1 stud wide if you were to build them in Lego, or tall, I guess, from up and down. Him, I went 2 wide, and it works perfectly. Another nice thing is just looking at the character from the side. The red really accents the model in the right spot, the black and the blue mixing together. For those of you who have seen the video with my custom character, Lennox, you'll notice I used the same brick color blue, but in reality, if we were to go in-universe, Lennox would be more of this color blue, the dark navy blue, where Wilbert's kind of in the middle between that dark navy blue and the light sky blue Thomas is. Unfortunately, I didn't have the parts necessary. I don't know if Lego really would make the parts I need in the color I'm looking for. Really, I should do Thomas in like the cyan almost color, and then do Wilbert in the standard Lego blue. That would make it probably more accurate. However, that's not what I did. Just because of part restrictions and other stuff. But again, back to the model. The cab was really nice. I sat down, and when I was looking at the character, what I noticed was there was kind of a bit of the cab here that kind of juts out. Creates where the driver or fireman would enter. There would be a door, but kind of this little almost area you can lean on and look out of. So that's what I wanted to capture in that. I think it came out really well. It looks nice. The ladders, they weren't originally part of my original design either, like the handrail. However, as the model came together and the buffer beams were accurate, the length was accurate, where the wheels were placed was accurate, the ladders fell into place and they look phenomenal. Another fun kind of fact I think would be interesting is that, pardon me, the lamp, it's not, on the running board, just above the buffers. It's actually on his handrail across the front of the locomotive. Also, the lamp is a little off-centered to our right now, but it would be the locomotive's left. And I thought that was interesting. I wanted to center. Originally, I was like, oh, okay, I got to figure out this idea to center it. And as I'm messing with all these parts to try to center it, I look at my source material, and it's off-centered. Just slightly, but it's off-centered. Overall, though, I mean, really, I'll turn him around the back. He's got no number. You can see here I got the viewing ports or windshields, again, whatever you want to call them. Those are kind of the two words I'm going to be using in place. This model does contain a weight. A lot of my tank engines, really all my steam engines now contain a weight. It adds kind of more friction to help the wheels turn, because as you can see, they do turn. A big thing is, though, as I always say, these models are going to be stationary. If I push them with my hand, I want to get that, that movement in there. I want to see the look. I know you guys want to see the look. And that's the big thing. When you build these models, build them to your standard. My standard is, though they may not be completely accurate or can't, if I put a motor in it, may not run all the time, but if I give it a couple pushes back and forth, it's going to move. Overall, this is a very nice model. I'm sorry, there's not much really to talk about, though there is and there's really not a lot to look at. You got gray, black, red, dark blue, and then the white. The face, I don't know if I talked about in this one. Again, I apologize for a couple sniffles. I was outside shoveling, as I did say. But the face is actually very similar to my custom firefighting locomotive, Ruston. Reason being is I made Ruston first, and when I sat down to do Wilbert, I found out the face design I used, pretty much the nose design I used for Ruston, is the exact same nose that works the best for Wilbert. So that's what I did. That's why their faces are going to look a little similar. I might go back and adjust Ruston's or adjust Wilbert's, but the big thing is that always helps me separate the faces is the smile. The smile, depending on how they look, is it just a little grin? Is it, big smile showing their teeth? That based off of how I'm going to build the face. Anyways, I'm going to stop kind of rambling because at this point there's not much to talk about, just because it is a very small and simple build. Handrail, nameplate, wheels, all that. So I'd like you to, like this video, of course. Let me know if you like it, because liking is the only way I'm able now to know if the video is good or bad or keep them up. If you want to comment on the build, please follow me on Instagram. I always post pictures of the build as well as the thumbnail for this YouTube video. So please follow me on Instagram here, like my video here, and I will see you in my next video.